Hi, I'm Chris Ruff. I'm Director of the Office of Ministries and Social Concerns, and I have the privilege today to be talking to Valentyna Pavsyukova, who is a resident for some years now of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. And she has founded, back in 2007, a Catholic mission to her homeland, which is the Ukraine. And really, it's a story that's rather remarkable, and Valentyna has shared it with youth groups and other groups. And really, to understand the mission of Chalice of Mercy, you kind of have to go back to her own story and how God has worked in her life, starting really in the Ukraine. So could you tell us a little bit about Zaporozhye and your experience,
my homeland,
kind of how things unfolded for you?
Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate so many people then so greatly responding to the mission and what we have begun in Ukraine. And I would say this is a mission of all people, because in spite this is somewhere very far away in Ukraine, here from this area, people from Chippewa Falls or somewhere down far away, little very small towns are helping in such a tremendously Chalice of Mercy mission. And I thank God for this opportunity to be here and to be in the United States and generally, because I do see that from all the people I have ever met in the United States, they just truly have a missionary heart. And truly there is no place in the world as many people come to different missions and to inspire to do so many missions as in the United States. So as Christopher mentioned, that I'm from Ukraine. I'm from the country that suffered tremendously over this past century, 20th century, suffered 2 world wars and suffered 3 man-made famines, which brought country to ruins, really. And it seems at the point when it was just about to rise and the glory of communism was about to flourish so beautifully, and which people truly believe this is something that is going to change their lives and the lives of the whole world. Their country, now in unity, everybody will be the same, everybody will be, everybody will have equal rights and equal life. But surely we know that it was not true. These
were the empty promises, right? Empty promises, yes, of communism.
And you know, I must say that it was truly for people a great change and great inspiration, because when in 1917 Lenin, he started this revolution, October Revolution as we know, and to rise up the nation really that is been under the pressure for so long, to say, he introduced that, look, you've been under the Tsar rule for so many years, and now we want to set you free. We want you to be all equal and have everything that the Tsars have. So we're going to go in and we're going to take that control of all the state. We're going to be people of social life, you know, the social rights, and those who would be equal in every sense. And so many young people had found treasure in this. They thought, yes, truly, why is it we were peasant for so long? Why is it we suffering this and somebody is rich and we're so poor? We're just simple farmers. And yes, let us take the Tsar off of his throne, and let us have the new nation that is under one ruler who is going to care for all. So
the communist utopia. Huh?
Yes. And so you see that I could understand in some sense why people were really inspired by this, because they were very poor. And here is something so glorious promised to them, but they only under one condition you can become a communist: if you deny God, and that God does not exist, because we are people, the ones who are going to create our own God. We are our own gods, and we're going to sell our labor. We, as probably many know, that the greatest lozung of the of those times is proletariums of the world, you be united. Those who are poor basically be united, and now begin to create your own future by selling your own labor. Well, it was slowly start penetrating people's hearts, you know, and they thought, okay, if the Tsars were religious people but didn't do anything to us, we're going to choose someone who is showing us truly the way. And that was Lenin, and then afterwards it was Stalin. And you know, the totalitarian regime was really severe on people. They really suffered tremendously afterwards, but nothing could be stopped anymore. So, and
Zaporozhye, I think in the Ukraine, I think you said when you told the story before, Zaporozhye was going to be kind of a model of this, right?
Yes,
a model city of the city without God, I think is how you put it, right?
We before there was Zaporozhye city, it was a little city called Alexandrovsk, which is very simple. You know, there was a very simple small city, but the Lenin had an eye on that city particularly because it's just wonderful location. It's on a river, and the land was wonderful, and resources were wonderful too. So he wanted to create the city without God, city that is have a very industrial city, and until these days is one of the most industrial and dirty cities in entire former Soviet Union country. Of course, you know that Lenin did not succeed, but Stalin really liked this idea. He really followed Lenin's idea quite often, actually, and the whole Marxism idea. This is what was all communism were about, and so he decided that, okay, I like this very much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this plan Lenin had and create a city which will have no God, and everybody who live in this city will be a communist only. So people from all over Soviet Union gathered there to build something that is really actually architecturally and truly quite remarkable. It is Dnepr gas dam, which is electricity, water electricity power station.
Hydroelectric dam.
Hydroelectric dam, yes.
That's okay.
Yes, and so what is one of the largest in the world, and so including the many different factories and industrial factories and industrial city. And surely it was a city without God and the church. All churches were destroyed, and the only church was the Orthodox left of St. Nicholas. But if anybody will permitted to go there, they would be spied, and they would be definitely interrogated very next day if they have ever entered or crossed this territory and of the church.
So people were afraid to go to any kind of worship or to baptize or to practice faith in any. I think you said that there had once been a church, but there was no record of it because it was just completely destroyed, annihilated.
Yes,
right?
And then when the church was destroyed on this place where the church was, the great big factory was built.
The factory was built on the side of the church.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
Kind of a metaphor.
And quite uniquely, after the communism fell in 1991, we were, there was such a destruction everywhere. People did not know who we are now, what we're going to do, what is going to happen to us now. Yes, country got independence, but the communism left everything in ruins. And the most grievous is, of course, the hearts of the people were paralyzed. But I must say, they were paralyzed really greatly, but they're alive very much.